Hi. Hello. This is Rhapsody, your friendly neighborhood growth hacker, aka the Reverend Dr. Rhapsody, aka Mr. Transformer, aka Rhapsody Barrero. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time joining me today for a little nugget of wisdom I'm going to toss your way for you to do with as you will. You may let it fall by the wayside and bear no fruit whatsoever, like so many seeds. That's from the sower analogy from the Gospel of Matthew or John, wherever you read it. Anyway, so the video for today was spawned by me finally completing my first week of actually getting in 150 minutes of exercise for the previous 7 days. Now, as I have been told previously by more than one doctor, that roundabout now, passing my second decade on the planet, my sixth decade on the planet, it's a good idea for health reasons to exercise 150 minutes a week. And as a former Marine, as a former personal trainer, it didn't seem like a big deal to get that done, to get that in. But for whatever reason, I wasn't motivated to take the action. I really wasn't. Until I found out, as a result of being eligible for Medicare due to the fact that I became disabled 2 years ago as a result of COVID, I am now having access to the Silver Sneakers program, which gives you access to multiple gym memberships gratis, or for the English speakers, for free. So I have an active membership with LA Fitness. I have an active membership with Planet Fitness. Right now, those are my two favorites, so those are the ones that I get to whenever I have a chance to get to them. And when I don't have a chance to get to them in the home, I picked up a couple of years ago some TRX straps. If you haven't heard about them, they were formulated by a Navy SEAL that needed to find a way to work out while they were out on missions and didn't have access to a gym. So he just figured that he would just take his belt from his karate gi and fashion it in a way to make it an exercise tool. And so now most gyms have TRX strips just, willy-nilly laying around, awaiting use. So on days that I can't get to the gym, I use TRX strips and do workouts with those. And I also have something that was highly promoted several years ago, the perfect push-up. And the thing that makes the perfect push-up perfect, because there's the standard push-up handles that, just have 4 pegs on them, and you put them on the ground, you can do push-ups and not move and keep your fist. But with the perfect push-up, they're on ball bearings, so you get to engage your forearms, which for a lot of people, they miss out on that. Anyway, so I was so happy the first day that I was able to go in to the gym and get a workout in. So I went to the gym the first day, skipped the second day, the third day. I was like, okay, we need to get something in. So I did some TRX exercises. The fourth day, I was only able to get to the gym for like 10 minutes, so I got in some abs and obliques and, called it a day. Fifth day, it was interesting. The fifth day, I was just sitting there in the living room on the most comfortable couch in the entire world. I fall asleep on that couch so often and so easy. I was just sitting there and I was like, you know what? I want to do some push-ups. And I was like, This is not a thought that normally occurs to me as I'm sitting on my favorite couch. But I was like, you know what? Let's go grab those perfect push-ups. So I grabbed the perfect push-ups, did some push-ups, did some dips, felt really good about it, continued to march, and see, the next day I did more TRX strips, and on Sunday, uh, more TRX strips. And for me, like I said, previously as a personal trainer, I know there's supposed to be a way to break things down, but it's like since I have a different focus, my focus is on time, not on rounds per se. So my focus being getting in 30 minutes for whatever workout that I'm doing, then I just do that. I have a certain amount of reps that I want to do per set, and I just don't track the sets because I'm tracking the time and taking like a minute, minute and a half, no more than 2 minutes between exercises. And it's important to chronicle your progress, and this is for anything, to chronicle your progress and to celebrate your small victories. Got that from Jason Capital many, many moons ago. Small victories, small victories, small victories. Because let's say the name of the game is I'm way back here and my goal is to be way up here. So many times in life, and I've been guilty of this, so I like to believe I'm not alone. I like to believe I'm not alone. So many times I would have this idea of being way up here, and I'm like, okay, so what I need to do is write out a plan. So I'll write out a plan, and I think of this because in my garage, I have literally garbage bags full of notebooks that I wrote plans for like from 20 years ago. None of which bore fruit. Because if they bore fruit, I wouldn't be here. I'd be on a yacht somewhere in the Bahamas and, just enjoying life. But hey, the name of the game is action, 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 action. As my new mentor, Christopher M. Duncan, would say, founder of the Magnetic Mind Superconscious Mastery. And you have access to that if you click on the link in the description. You get a free week, and then you get to just a small taste of how awesome this program is. The way he breaks it down is like, it doesn't matter if you have the best product in the entire world. If you have a life-changing supplement that you spent years crafting, if you can't supply an ongoing flow of customers, you don't have a business. And just like it takes action to get to a point where your lead flow is bringing you net profits, it takes action for you to come up with the supplement in the first place. It takes action for you to bear fruit on whatever goal that you're shooting for. And another thing that Chris Duncan always is often to say, that there is nothing to do, but there is always action to take. Because the challenge for a lot of people, and I remember I heard about this decades ago, this is not my first rodeo, that people forget. They get into the habit of doing, forgetting that we are a human being. So our first job is to be. as in be who we are where we're at. Be happy with who we are where we're at. Be comfortable where we are, where we're at, doing what we're doing. And so, whew, so what needs to happen, the focus needs to be on being, not on doing. So there's nothing to do, but there's always action to take. You take action being who you are, which helps you grow to who you will then become. Holy cow, I feel like there's a whole word story in there with the word become. Because you have to be, and then you get to come into whatever you're trying to grow into, which helps you to become. Man, I thought I had it. My sister picked up one of these folding fans from Ayanla Van Zandt that has the word become on it, and it's like it's sitting there closed, and you just flip it out and simultaneously say become, and the word become is right there on the fan. Anyway, focus, 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 focus. So, small victories. So in order to go from back here to way up here requires action. And the beauty is, well, two things. First of all, you take action. It doesn't matter the size of the action, you just take some action. Like if I just lean forward a little bit, and let's say the distance is magnified by 1,000, that little bit of leaning forward translates to quite a sizable amount of action. And one of the keys while you're taking action is to stay focused on where you're going. You stay focused on where you're going, and that way you're more apt, more likely to get there. And that reminded me of, I got Bibles dropping in my head for some reason. I just remember somewhere about a story about a plowman who looks back not being worthy of tilling the land or not being worthy of having the farm because, they had a thing, or so I've been told, because I'm a city boy, I don't do farming. But at one time, what they did was they would pick a point further afield for them to direct the plow so they can furrow a straight path for their seeds. Okay, so focus, take action. And actually what I was going to do, I was contemplating initially to take today off because I was quite sore earlier because it has been a very, 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 very long time since I have done consistent physical exercise. And I had been directed to this lovely supplement called L-glutamine that if you take it, it reduces, if not totally removes, the soreness in your body. And unfortunately for me, I was taking it, I ran low and I ran out. I'll get paid in a couple of days, I'll get some more. And it's not even something that you need to take just before you work out like so many pre-workout supplements. Because for me, normally it's like, okay, I start the day with an omega-3 pill, fish oil, and a teaspoon of black seed oil. If you haven't heard of black seed oil, the saying is that it'll cure anything but death. And I just believe it to be true. So I would take the fish oil, wash it down with black seed oil, and wash that down with some glutamine. It's just a light white powder that you mix into about 8 ounces of water, drink it down, and you don't hardly taste anything. But it just helps things process after you work out so that you don't have the remaining, oh man, the name escapes me right now. But whatever it is that stays in your muscles when you're working out after you've broken them down to, anyway, it helps flush that out so that you're not sore after you work out. So that's good. So, whew, this might be the end of it. I don't know. It depends on if I get a second one from somewhere or another great idea to follow this with. But after all is said and done, focus on where you're going. Don't take your eyes off the ball. That's where that comes from also. Don't take your eyes off the ball so that you can hit the ball when it comes in line with your bat. And take some action. And congratulate yourself for whatever little bit of action that you took. I remember hearing at a Tony Robbins seminar one time that he gave this lady was, having challenges with her weight. And he gave her the simple suggestion. It's a simple action. Just while you're sitting there watching TV, because we know you're sitting there watching TV, during the commercials, just get up and march in place for 1 minute. And that's all she did. And as I can tell you from someone who was regularly exercising, as a former Marine, one of Uncle Sam's misguided children, as a former personal trainer, eventually it gets good to you. And eventually she went from 1 minute to 2 minutes because she started feeling good just from marching in place for 1 minute during her commercial break. Not during every commercial, just 1 minute during the break. That's all it took. That's all it took. And she started to see some results. And that's the other thing. We take these little actions, we start seeing a little bit of results, which makes us then want to do more. Just like me last week. I had gotten into a routine of working out regularly, and on the 5th day, I wasn't even thinking about working out. And I was just sitting there on the couch, and I was like, you know what? I want to do some push-ups. And I was like, you know what? Let's go do some push-ups. So I broke out the perfect push-ups and did my rounds of push-ups and dips and was really happy about that. And that same thing puts me in a position where right now, like I said, I was originally going to take this day off because I was feeling really sore earlier. And now I'm like, you know what? No, we don't need a day off. We can just go. I mean, I know I'll take another day off at some point because the way this breaks down for me is I need to work out 5 out of 7 days, which means that any random 2 days I can take a day off. It doesn't matter when. It just that I take them. Who knows? The time might come when I actually just don't take days off. Because I heard from another individual, well, a doctor actually. Because for me, the ultimate goal is longevity. And I don't believe in longevity for longevity's sake. I believe in longevity with quality of life. If you have longevity and you can't do anything, what's the point? So yeah, so the longevity doctor said, you need to get up to 2 hours a day. And I looked at that first and I was like, I mean, I know I'm committed, or I can be committed when I want to. I just gotta want to. And I want to because I want to be around for a very long time in very good health, the best health possible. And it reminds me from another video that I saw. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I don't watch television. I've got better things to do with my life, learning stuff. And what this guy said was, 2 hours a day, and the thing you need to do is more resistance training, as in lifting something heavy. And sometimes lifting something heavy can just be lifting you, because you can't always make it to the gym. So you can lift something heavy. Like I said, I got TRX straps. You can lift something heavy with TRX straps. You can push something heavy with the perfect push-up. And some people have the chin-up bar that you can put on the top of your door. and you can lift something heavy doing pull-ups. If you can't pull up your whole body weight, that's fine. That's fine. But get a chair. Put the chair in front of you. That way you're not, or behind you, however it's most comfortable for you. That way you're not lifting your whole body weight, and you're getting the reps in, because it's good to get the reps in. That's why one of the things I noticed from not working out seriously for so long, that me and pull-ups don't get along as well as we used to. So when I go to the gym, I tend to lean toward the lat pull-down machine, and I figure I'll build myself up to be able to do regular pull-ups. And that'll be fine for now. There's also the weight-assisted pull-up machine, and it's like, I got this thing in my head, must be a leftover Marine thing about, weighted pull-up machines are for wusses, and I know it's not true. I know it's not true. Don't tell me in the comments it's not true. I know it's not true. I know that's the way that some people use to build up their strength in order to be able to do proper pull-ups. I just prefer not to do that. I prefer, because for me, I don't know, I guess I know exactly what it is. Because doing lat pull downs to help build up my strength for pull-ups, it warms my heart to see that stack of weights go up and down as I'm doing lat pull downs in front of my face. Something about that stack of weights moving up and down and graduating to a higher stack of weights and a thicker stack of weights and a thicker stack of weights, to be able to eventually get to a point where I can do pull-ups and be mad strong in that capacity. And I forget who I heard it from. I believe it was a trainer that I had at one time that actually, as an older person, that I don't even need to be working on pull-ups, but I just do because I know at one time I was required to do pull-ups, because for those who don't know, in the Marine Corps, for our physical fitness tests that we need to be able to take to advance in rank, that we need to be able to take and pass to stay active, and for many other things, we're required to do 20 pull-ups. So at one time in my life, I was able to do 20 pull-ups. Granted, we did them with kips, a deal where you use momentum to bring yourself up and down, but you're still exercising your trapezoids and your biceps and everything to get you up there with the overhand grip. But I just want to get back to a point where I can do pull-ups, because I just feel better about myself physically if I'm able to do pull-ups. Anyway, please feel free to leave your comments. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Me love you long time. And as again I said regarding that Magnetic Mind Superconscious program, it's the last personal development program that you will ever need. There's a link in the description. You get a free week of this thing just to get a small taste of what is available to you. And if the price tag seems too heavy, there's also a payment option. So let not your heart be troubled. You too can be this happy and get it all paid off and just lather in the abundance, because there is an abundance of sessions that you will have access to after you've had a taste of doing this for a week. On that happy note, I leave you to you and yours. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will speak unto you very, very, very soon. Until then, me love you long time. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.